Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. So, let me just get a few things on the screen because your girl is just. I have this song that I sometimes sing. Y'all want to hear it? It goes like this. You're driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. Oh my God. This is driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. The damn thing wouldn't work. I had to restart my whole system. Anyways, my hair's trying to go crazy. Like, just let me just take a deep breath. Anyways, if you would like to learn how to work your energy, how to negate black magic attempts on you and your field, go check out my link, k33academy.com/store. It should be a pinned link, but I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and pin it on. I'm about to start saying some badass words today. I am about to start saying bad words and be a bad word sayer, but I'm not. Okay, let's get started. Whatever. I changed the title. Trying to drive you crazy. That's all good. It's all good. So there's attempts to interfere, attempts to drive you crazy. It's all good. Okay, let's get some cards. Let's get some cards. Let's first. I've been having an issue. I didn't even get to drink any of my tea. I'm just saying. I wonder if they can make, if there's someone that makes attitude detox tea. I would buy that. Because I think today my attitude might need a little bit of a detox. Might. I'm not sure yet. It's undecided. It's undecided. Yes. Okay. So trying to drive you crazy. Okay, so I changed the title because I don't want to do that reading. I don't. The original title was like the one that got away. I don't care if they got away, let them go. So just, yeah, we're going to leave that as it is. And we're changing it to trying to drive you crazy. Because I think for many of us, we're at a point where we don't really want to hear about the same thing and the same person. And, I'm sure I'm trying to protect you guys. I'm being a total mama bear and I'm trying to protect you from the unnecessary foolery of life. So I changed the title. Trying to drive you crazy. So there's this attempt to get under your skin and get in your head about what? I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Because now I want to know what the hell this morning is about. I want to know what the hell this morning is about. So, I know. They wish. Ooh. Okay. Anyways. So this is about plunging you into some type of winter, right? This coldness, this detachment from the reality of whatever it is you're needing to pay attention to, whatever it is that you are quite possibly needing to address. And it's this thing of trying to get you ungrounded. I'm stuttering. My energy is wild right now. It's wild. It's wild. I think what if we do this? What if we do a little bit of a little bit of like a meditative just breathing, okay? I just want to breathe for a moment. Let's see. Let's do this. Yes. I'm gonna inhale the light of my truth. Exhale the darkness of my doubt. Allow myself to return back to a space of center. The reality is this: anything and everything can try to shake you and remove you from your centered space of peace. But if peace is where you want to stay, that is where you will exist. Right? Anything and everything can be tried, but unless you give it power, it does nothing to you. Unless you take it in, it does nothing to you. So, finding our beautiful space back in center, going back there and choosing to stay there, and letting go of whatever frustration and irritation you might have felt. I think it's time. So let's do that. All right. I'm back in center. You see how easy that was? So something was trying to really shake you in your space, trying to get you feeling unsure, very uncertain, very much like you don't know if you can handle whatever it is that's going to come forward. You can handle anything. From your foundation all the way through, you can handle anything. Literally anything. You can handle it as long as you're wanting to handle it, as long as you're willing to allow yourself to be very aware, like very, very aware of what's trying to be done, what's being attempted. Protection in reverse. I think it's time for us to really step away from this fear-based need for protection. When you exist in a space of deficit, then yes, you're going to be afraid. Yes, you are going to wonder if, you have enough protection, if you have enough this, you have enough that. And really what's going on when you're in that mindset is that you are afraid that you are not enough. And you are enough. Absolutely. You are enough. So now is a time for you to consciously create what this cycle that we're entering into means, how it's going to be presented to you, what it means for you. You're going to have to go through this process of spilling out of your confinement, allowing yourself to kind of be, ooh, I hear the word unleashed. The hell's that mean? Unleashed? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean unleashed? That sounds a little too wild. What are you gonna do? Slow it down. Slow it down. Let's not unleash things. But that's the word that I heard was unleashed. Unleashed, off leash. So what comes to mind, I'm now thinking about like unleashed, off leash. Um I think of Caesar Milan. You guys probably know him, the dog whisperer. And how he talks about sometimes he'll have a dog that becomes aggressive out of fear. It's a fear-based aggression, right? And part of the way to remove that aggression is to address the root, which is the fear. And so the posturing, I remember a specific episode. I don't remember what kind of dog it was, but it was a dog that was very afraid of everything when they go out. And and his solution was to go ahead and put on some rollerblades and take the dog out for a walk, and the leash obviously was connected to the dog's collar, but also the loop end was connected to the dog's tail. So with dogs, if you're not familiar with dog body language, when a dog tries to communicate, it often will also use its tail. So a tail that's straight up is an aggressive tail. Like if their tail has a lot of tension, that's aggression. Um, they're either like aggressively interested in something or whatever, right? But it's usually not a good sign. It can lead to aggressive behaviors. If a dog's tail is neutral, where it's not all the way up, it's kind of just, neutral. Um, that's a dog that's engaged in its environment, curious, not afraid. But if a dog's tail is all the way tucked in, that's fear. And so what he was doing was, as they were rollerblading, he would use the leash to encourage the dog's tail to come up. And as that tail went up, it signaled to the dog's brain that you're not afraid. And because they were on rollerblades, the dog had to keep up with the pack. And because of that, he didn't have time to over process what's going on in the environment and create unnecessary fear. So, is this a thing of you over processing what's going on in your spiritual journey, your environment, and it's creating fear? And are you posturing yourself in such a way that is further validating the unnecessary, inappropriate fear? Right? For some of us, that's what we're doing. That's how we're driving ourselves crazy. We're allowing the behaviors of others, the environment outside of us, to be the very thing that tapes our tail down to help validate this unnecessary fear that we're having because we're overanalyzing things. Now, there was a post that I have on my Facebook business page. I don't remember exactly which post it was, but a lot of people were commenting on there. It's one of my quotes. Or I think it's one of my quotes. A lot of people were commenting on there like, an overactive mind or overthinking is unhealthy. Overthinking is this, overthinking is that. And they're like, it's very unhealthy. Well, let me tell you about overexcitabilities based on the theory of positive personality disintegration by Dr. Dabrowski. Overthinking is an overexcitability. That's usually indicative of a profoundly gifted individual. That means you're smart AF. And I'm not just talking about smart, I'm talking about smart to the degree that it can be quantified as an IQ score that is much higher than the average person. In order to be categorically labeled as profoundly gifted, you have to score in the 99.999 percentile. So, what does that mean? That means that maybe your overthinking is you not realizing just how gifted you are and how sensitive you are and how good of a reader you are of your environment. And maybe you're dismissing that ability because it's painful to realize that ability exists because of the traumas that you've experienced in childhood. Yeah, oh, there it is. Someone who overthinks is also someone who overloves. And people didn't understand what that quote is. They did not understand what that meant. And they're basing it off of probably things they've heard, other quotes, other concepts, but it doesn't strip down what that quote actually means. It's not a quote of mine then. Um, that's talking about someone who looks for reasons to justify a love for you. they can't slow down, because if they slow down, they enter into a space of fear. So it's this inverted expression of that analogy I used with the dog, where the dog was going so slow that it was hyper analyzing every little thing and entering into a space of fear. You have to be able to calibrate your rate of speed, rate of travel, speed of whatever it is. You have to be able to calibrate very carefully how quickly or slowly you're traveling through the lessons of your life, because trying to get things done just to get things done is not going to serve you. A good analogy for this, an amazing analogy for this, is when you work out. Some people think that they can go to the gym, they can throw the weight around like, oh, and like you're working out, and because you're lifting heavy, like it's a good workout. No, it's not. It's not. It's inefficient. And you're actually exposing yourself to elevations in a potentiality of severe injury. The appropriate way to work out is to lift the load, squeeze at the top, pause for a second, and then take twice as long to lower that load as you did to lift it. Because now you're also using the eccentric movement to build that muscle. So you'll see some people who you can tell they know what they're doing when they work out, because that's how they work out. It's a very controlled, very slow and intentional movement. For example, I'm going to very slow, back up, very slow. That's how you work out. If you do your spiritual journey in that same way, where however quickly it took you to get to this realization, take twice as long to really address what you think about what you're realizing and why you think that. Oh my gosh. It's like this thing of really empowering yourself to travel so beautifully and powerfully at the appropriate speed through any lesson that you're going through. Oh, yeah, I love this. I love this. I swear Lisa's always banging out the goodies. It reminds me of that quote, an overprotective person was once the unprotected child. Yep. Oh, that resonates so deeply. That resonates so deeply for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so maybe it's time for us to understand that what's driving us crazy is the unrecognized, unresolved traumas from childhood, right? And the way people in our environment are the very triggers that bring us to those places of trauma that exist within us still. Because really, when someone triggers me, one of the first things that I ask myself after I recognize I'm being triggered is like, okay, what's this representing? What part of me is this a projection of? What of my experiences is this trying to bring my attention to? What is it? Who is it? When is it? Where is it? Right? And oftentimes, what I'll see is that this is a reflection of a place I've already exited, of a person I used to be, a version of me that no longer has my permission to be front and center. Not because that version was rejected, but because I came to a realization um, that version of me is not enough for me. It's not enough for me. I deserve a more profound expression of myself, to experience a more profound expression of myself and my truth. And that's why I continue to allow myself to shift within my space, right? So this union, this coming together of your parts, your pieces, your realizations, and your understanding of that realization. Oftentimes things are a little too simplified. The way I see society functioning and a lot of people functioning, not everyone, but a lot, is that everything will be very much kind of like, for lack of a better way to express it, dumbed down so that you can understand. And it's like, but you're not dumb. So why is it being dumbed down? When you continue to be exposed to people who treat you in a way that's less than what you are, eventually you begin to believe that and you begin to identify as that. Like, for example, if you're in an environment where, if you don't do what people demand of you, like they feel very entitled, they're going to call you a bitch, right? Because that is what I lived through. You want me to do X, Y, and Z, and I can't do that right now because I have to do WX. and so now I'm a bitch, right? And consistently being in that environment where if you are addressing what your needs are, um, and that's not allowed, and because you're not catering to the entitlement, the entitled demands, you're now going to be identified as a bitch consistently. You're going to begin identifying as that yourself. And you're going to begin to feel as though the behaviors that are stereotypically bitchy behaviors, I guess, that's going to be appropriate for you. In your eyes, it's like, well, everyone thinks I'm a bitch anyways. So, what's the big deal? I'm just going to act like one. When you exist in environments where people's behaviors, chosen vernacular, um, subconsciously communicate that there is this belief that you're incapable of understanding concepts that you are capable of understanding, vernacular that you can learn, that then tells you that you're dumb. You start to identify as that. You start to identify as that. Yeah. Hmm. What environment has done this to you? Think about your life. Think about the different spaces that you've existed. Is it your friend group? Is it your family, your relatives? Um, is it an organization? Right? Who's done this to you? Who has convinced you that you, as you are, with your innate capacity to learn exponentially, that you are not enough and that you're incapable? Yeah. I'm very particular about the words and the phrasing that I use when I speak to my children, especially. Um, like if they're trying to build something and it's not working out, I never, ever, ever am okay with me or anyone else telling my children, you can't do it that way. My immediate reaction is like, fuck you. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. That's my immediate reaction. I'm just like, what the hell did you say to my kid? My thing is this: what I would tell my kids, okay, how have you tried it? So that hasn't worked. Can we try a different way? Did you try this way? Because let's see if this way will make it easier, and then let's take it from there. Let's try this real quick though. Right? Because when you tell a child that, like, you can't do that, you're not telling them that they can't do that particular thing, or that, what they're doing is not working. And so they need to redirect their attention and focus to a different potential. No, you're telling them they're incapable. And ooh, that's the fastest way to get clawed by this mama bear. Do not ever fuck with my kid's perception of himself, I will fuck your ass up. Because no, my children will not learn limitations. My children will not learn to downplay their gifts and the gift that they are. And no, my kids are not cocky and full of themselves. They are not. My kids are very humble. Yep. They are capable of great achievement because that is my expectation of them. Not as a tiger mother, but as someone who sees your potentiality and will encourage you to nurture it. And this is the environment that the world is. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. If you have constructive criticism, if you have input that you feel could be beneficial for me to consider, share it. But don't you ever, 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 ever invite me to accept your limitations and your distortions as my own. I refuse. I refuse. You should refuse too. Absolutely. You should refuse. You should absolutely refuse. You won't know what you're capable of until you actually put yourself to the test, until you actually encourage yourself to go beyond the fear of the people in your environment. You will not know who you actually are so long as you continue to allow other people to tell you who that is. Oh, this. So many people I became accustomed to following up with a self-doubt that included an I don't know. Ooh. Mm, yeah. When I don't want to take accountability of something that I'm realizing, a potentiality, a message, whatever it is, you guys have heard me. I could be wrong, I don't know. 99% at 9:09. Ooh, 27. 27 minutes. 81 viewers. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of nines. 99999. Yeah, that's divinity speaking. Divinity is speaking to you right now. Is telling you something extremely profound if you would just open your heart to hear it. No, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I'm being inspired by divinity itself. And that inspiration is what's causing me to talk about what I'm talking about. And whatever I'm talking about is triggering an internal conversation between yourself and your soul. Listen to it. Not to me. Listen to soul. Listen to it. Listen to it. So Rainbow Flames shares what the post that don't tell mofo twice. He heard you the first time. Definitely sounds like something I'd say. See, people hear you the first time, they see you the first time. They see exactly who and what you are. For some people, they're willing to accept it. They're inspired by it. For other people, they are very much intimidated by the fact that you exist outside of the paradigm of control and subjugation, and they don't like that. You know what I got to say about that? I don't care. Because I don't. I don't care what you like or don't like. You have a right to be you. It has nothing to do with me. You decide for yourself, just like I will decide for myself, and we can coexist. It's simple. You have your opinions, I have my opinions, and we can coexist. Overly concerning yourself with someone else's opinions is like overly concerning yourself with their sphincter. You know what a sphincter is? Their butthole. Everyone has an opinion, just like everyone has a butthole, right? Okay, well, maybe that's what you need to say. Next time someone is overly concerned with your opinions on something, tell them that. Do you want to check my butthole next? You seem overly concerned with my opinion. And opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. Shall I wax? I'm saying. What would you be offended if someone was like, I need to check your butthole? Wait. I think there's an issue with your butt. Like a random stranger trying to speak to you about your bungholio. Is that offensive? Okay, so then why do you force yourself to be okay with other people trying to modify your opinion? You are the only one that should be modifying your opinion. People can share their differing viewpoint with you. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Sharing differing viewpoints encourages growth, expansion of awareness. It encourages critical thinking, that's not a bad thing. But when someone starts to like, no, oh yeah, this is what I woke up to. Someone's comment. Let me find it. I laughed. I was like, oh, you mean you think that I care? Someone comments absolute nonsense. And I am assuming they believe they are identifying as King Neo. Okay, first off, first off, um you're identifying as a character in a movie. And you think that my words, a real living being, is nonsense. What he was saying is nonsense is this is the quote posted. For those who cannot find their personal power, you're going to have to fall to the wayside. The reason why is to put you in a place that's so uncomfortable that you're not willing to stay there. You're not being punished. You're being encouraged in a way that initiates profound growth. That's nonsense. Sincerely, King Neo. Let me screenshot it. Um, I wanted to comment, where is this aggression coming from? Is your scrotum hurting this morning? And you're just lashing out at people? What is this? People will have their own opinions. They'll have their own opinions. It's okay. It's okay. I was more wondering, like, are you serious? Is this advanced use of sarcasm? What is this about? What is this about? I went on their profile. Apparently, it's a Facebook friend of mine. I went on their profile and I was cracking up. I was cracking up because like the only post that I looked at was the top post. This individual is talking about how it's almost like they're presenting themselves as an expert on the Akashic records. And it's like in a really aggressive way. And I was just like, I'm not starting my morning like this. I'm not even going to respond because that's power. That's power. Knowing that that was commented to get a rise out of me, to get me to interact. See, this is the way social media works. Sometimes, and I've seen quite a few people use this tactic, sometimes people will go ahead and look for others who have a profound effect on communities, right? They see your power. They see your ability to terraform the environment you're in just by simply existing in it. And then what they do is they'll start shit with you, because then it riles people up. And so they don't have an actual message. They don't have an actual purpose. They're trying to be a influencer. Demon horse, stop. So then what they do is, because people want that drama. People are addicted to drama. That's just a reality, myself included. I'm like, life is boring. I don't have drama in my life. I'm going to watch TV because I want to see drama. Okay, there's a lot of people do that. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But here's the thing. They're banking on people subscribing or following them to be able to continue to get updates on the drama. I've dealt with many people like that, because apparently they view me as something. I don't know what, but they view me as something, and they're trying to exploit me and my community. And so they'll start shit and they'll talk shit. And I'm just like, you sound dumb. Carrying on. Carrying on. I have sessions and people to help. Yeah, I don't got time for that, because I don't. You know what ends up happening? They feel stupid because nothing comes of it. And eventually, their entire following becomes aware that you're the issue. It's you. You're starting shit with everybody. You're the issue. You're drama. You need to be canceled. See, when you withhold your power from the people who are trying to feed off of it, that's powerful, because there's nothing they can do to force you to engage. There was this one person who, I don't even know what his issue was. I just know that he was like bad mouthing a lot of people for their dietary preference. And he was on a high horse about something. And and I was just like, no, you guys need to eat what you feel you should eat. There is no one singular way to live or eat that is more spiritual, and for people to be overly concerned with you and what you're eating. There's nothing spiritually profound or advanced about that. And because I said that, and I didn't even talk about who it is, I was just like, I'm sick and tired of that conversation, right? I'm sick and tired of people shaming others. Like, you are responsible for your body and how you maintain that. That's your choice. And this person took that as an invitation, because that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. They wanted an in. And so that's when they began live streaming quite a bit, specifically to tear me down. Because I was like, some people are just internet cowards. Like, meet me in a parking lot and say that to my face and see what happens. That wasn't a threat. Um, that was this verbalization of my knowledge that you wouldn't say that to my face. And so that person started a live stream, was like, oh my God, she's so ghetto. She's like threatening me. And why are you afraid of me? Mind you, I was like 100 pounds at that point. Why are you afraid of me? Right? Why are you scared? What am I going to do to you? You have all this shit to say. Say it to my face. Meet me somewhere. Say it to my face. You can't, because you're a coward. And that was my point. And then so saying all of this stuff, fictitious stuff. And he was talking about how I launch frivolous lawsuits. I sue everybody. No one's allowed to talk about me. And I was screen recording it from my phone. I didn't comment. I was screen recording it from my phone. And then all his viewers were like, oh my God, Emmy's in the live stream. And I was like, hi, guys. Boo, I'm screen recording this. Unless you can prove that I've sued someone, you are intentionally defaming me publicly. This is a public live stream. And he suddenly was like, I gotta go. I was like, no, 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 no. Don't stop talking. I already screen recorded what you said. And if you don't quit, I'm going to actually sue you. I haven't sued anyone yet, but I will sue you. And I tell you, it's been a couple years, and that person every once in a while will go ahead. I'm so sorry. I mean, we're both Pisces. I don't give a shit. You're fucking toxic, bro. I don't give a shit if you're sorry. I'm pretty sure that person lost their entire audience that they were bragging like, "Oh, I have thousands of blah blah blah." I don't give a shit. You do you, boo. You do you. Got nothing to do with me. Don't be trying to build shit off of me because I promise you, I'll donkey kick what you're building, break all that shit. I don't give a fuck. He couldn't he couldn't build shit off of me. Why? That's all I had to do was address it one time. People can have their opinion of you. As long as that opinion doesn't include the spreading of lies, go ahead, have your opinion. But the moment you make it your intention to try and drag me through mud, try and break my business, my public image, my public trust that I work really hard to remain worthy of, fuck that shit. Lawyer up, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. You need to have that type of mentality with the way the world works on social media. They will try and tear you down by doing things that, are intended to get you to react. And the moment you react, game on. Now they got you. Now they can create a drama, a feud. No, address it one time. Very clear standards of what the ramifications are, very clear explanation, and that's it. That's it. Leave it at that. You continue, there's going to be fucking consequences. No, I'm not a vigilante, yo. I'm not a vigilante. No, I'm not going to meet you at a parking lot to fight you. Are you kidding me? You're a dude. First off, you're a dude. I probably could kick your ass. The people who talk the most usually are the ones who can't fight. I'm telling you, based on my history of observing people, the ones who talk the most are the ones who usually don't know how to fight. They're using up all of their energy. I'll pop you one in the mouth. And you're like, oh my God, why are you being aggressive? I ain't got nothing to say. I just wanted to shut you up. Yeah. So when you know that you have that proclivity to behave in a way that maybe is less than what you feel is worthy of you, less than what you have built yourself up to, then you now have an obligation to yourself to not allow yourself to be exposed, immersed in environments that invite those parts of you back out. Yeah. I'm just saying, don't allow yourself to stay in those environments, right? And no, I mean, once you do, like, you're intentionally malignant towards me, I don't hurt nobody. I don't malign anyone. In fact, I go out of my way to encourage, support, protect, empower. So no, no, you're not going to be able to gaslight me into like, I mean, just God, you got to forgive people. I wasn't even holding a grudge. I just know who you are. There's nothing to forgive. Forgive you for being yourself. You're nasty. You're a nasty person. There's nothing to forgive. There's just an acknowledgement that people like you don't belong anywhere near people like me. Oh, you think you're better. No, I know I'm better. When you begin to conduct yourself better, then you'll be worthy of being in my space if I allow you to. Part of sovereignty is allowing yourself to remain in your sacred space and not lowering yourself just to meet someone on their level. You want to talk to me? You got to talk to me on my level with a mutual level of respect, a mutual level of listening consideration. It has to be mutual. It's not me expecting people to worship me. No, it's this thing of, I see the divinity in you, you see the divinity in me, and we both act accordingly to what we see within the divinity of each other. Mutual respect, mutual consideration. That's not unreasonable. That's not an unreasonable expectation of others. And I think what drives us crazy, what drives us crazy is the fact that we allow ourselves to accept subpar behavior and then we feel disrespected, right? I was once on the phone with someone and she was being mad disrespectful to my husband, like talking over him. And it's like, we're paying you for a service and you're not even, okay, no, give me the phone. That's what I told my husband. I was like, give me the phone. And so he gives me the phone. I'm like, hi, this is his wife. Now you done fucked up. What's going to happen is you're going to shut your mouth and you're going to listen to what the issue is so that you can have an opportunity to help us resolve this issue. We are paying for a service. And she tried to chime in. I said, no, you heard me. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm done with your disrespectful behavior. See, that might have worked with my husband. It's not going to work with me. She's like, I'm sorry. I don't need your apologies. I need you to be quiet so we can explain to you the issue with a service that we are paying for so that you could help us to find a solution. And so she was quiet. I was like, and I can't believe that I had to speak to you in this way for you to understand how disrespectful your behavior is. And my husband was cracking up. I was like, don't let no bitches talk to you, however. I'm the only one that can talk to you, however, not other people. Yeah, no, he was already upset. And my husband doesn't typically get all like bent out of shape. But it's this thing of like, no, mutual respect. If you are in a capacity for retail, you kind of have to listen to what the issue is rather than continuing to talk over someone and refusing to do what you are being paid to do. And no, I'm not a Karen. No, I don't get off on things like that. My husband's worked at call centers, and even he's like, this is so inappropriate. He's dealt with people who have screamed at him for no reason because they're pissed off about the last person they had to talk to. And you know what he's known for in every single company he works for, whether it's a call center? For being the person to solve things. That's what pissed me the fuck off. When you have him on the phone, he can be as patient as possible. And he can let you vent whatever you need to vent. And then he'll be like, okay, so, the issue here is this, this, and this. Let me see what I can do to fix that. People who are calling in to cancel their payment processors and things like that. Not only does he fix their issue, he also gets them to not cancel. Because why? Because he listens. He listens and he addresses the issue. When you are faced with situations where you're not being heard, why continue talking? If it is a social situation, if it is a personal type of connection, why continue if they're not even listening? Now, you best believe if I'm paying you for a service and I'm subscribed to something and you're not listening, fuck that shit. You're either going to hear me tell you to cancel it or you're going to hear me so you can figure out how the fuck to fix what is not working. Like, I'm not playing with that shit. If it's a personal connection, If it is a social interaction, you are out somewhere, someone doesn't want to hear you. Okay, I'm good. I'm not wasting my time on this. I'm not wasting my energy. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not even trying to convince you to hear me. I am taking what you say, the way you behave, and I'm believing it the first time I witness it. Like, no. Nope. 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 No. No, no. Nope. My energy is for me to use. And no, I don't go back and forth with retail people either. Like, I'm going to say what I need to say. You're not going to hear it. Fuck that. Cancel it. I'm good. There's plenty of other companies. Fuck that. Cancel it. I'm good. If a client comes to me with an issue, something with our process, protocol, whatever, miscommunication, you best believe I'm going to be answering that myself. It's not going to be anyone from my team. I take accountability. One time, this client, I think it was an issue with, they weren't aware they had to confirm the appointment. And so, people wait a long time for sessions with me. I get it. They wait a long time for sessions with me. And I guess something that happened, it was a miscommunication of some kind where their session was not properly scheduled. And so they lost that slot. They didn't know they had to confirm. And they lost that slot. And they were like, you know what? Refund it. I don't want to do it. So I responded with, I completely get it. You know what? We'll make an exception. We're going to refund this because I dropped the ball. I went through something personal. It affected the way my team was able to do their job. I take full responsibility. This is on me. And I hope that at some point you'll be able to give me another chance to share space with you. But if you don't, I completely respect that. And I understand, but please don't blame my team. This is on me. I dropped the ball because I dropped the ball that affected my team. And because I took responsibility for that, I took accountability for that, and I was genuine in that. I still had the session with my client, and I enjoyed that time. The time I shared with that specific client, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would look forward to those sessions. And it's this thing of when you take accountability for the ways in which you affect your environment, I mean, what else is there to do? It's only when you don't take accountability, you don't take ownership of what you've done and the way you have affected the environment, that, yeah, people can jump on you. They have the right to hold you accountable. A lot of what's happening right now, the sensation of driving you crazy. Excuse me. This cycle started in autumn, right? It's this process to get you to dedicate to your growth, to really dedicate yourself to your growth, to get you to remember all of the ways in which previous actions, previously selected causations have led to effects of destabilization. This is the way you stabilize yourself. Looking through your history, not to see where you can blame yourself, but to see where you misused your ability, your right, your power to select the causations that led to the effects that you are unhappy with. You can't change those previous causations. You have to live with the effects. All you can really do is empower yourself to the degree that you can begin choosing which effects you will have from that point forward. Detox, cleanse, and restore yourself. This perception that you need to, that part of holding yourself accountable is attacking yourself, really affecting in a very negative manner the way you see yourself. That's not about accountability. That has nothing to do with accountability. That has everything to do with blame. Like, oh, it's my fault. Okay. I typically will not say it's my fault. I typically will say, you know what? I realize I did this, this, and this. I'm sorry. I did not realize that it would affect you in this way, because it has nothing to do with fault. It has everything to do with me acknowledging I didn't think about what the causation I was choosing. Um, I didn't think about how that would lead to an effect that would affect you negatively. I'm sorry. Like, genuinely sorry. I didn't intend to negatively affect you. How can I fix this? How can I make it up to you? Right? So that's something that we need to really be aware of. The ways in which we frame how we are seeing the very situation that's teaching us about ourselves, right? So card number 18, mosaic, let chance play its creative role in your life. I don't believe in chance. I believe in serendipity. I believe in karmic connections. I believe in a destined path that you are creating for yourself, and that some paths are intended to cross, and that was decided on a divine level before you entered into physical body. I believe that everything we choose leads to an event later on. It might not be within the next few minutes. It might be, I don't know, few days, few weeks, few months, few years, few lifetimes. You see, the thing with the causation and effect concept, oftentimes the things that you're dealing with in this life, the the like phobias and things like that, the limitations, some of your character, those are due to causations chosen in a previous life. Oh my God, I just felt someone be sad. Oh my gosh. Don't be sad. Oh my God. Is the person messaging me? Let me stop. Hold on. There's a person messaging me. Hold on. Okay, I should stop. Stop. Okay, card number 36, which the magic you seek is inside of you, let it flow. Right? This need to let things just flow. If you try and control the way all of these things unfold for yourself, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up, you know, creating blockages. If you think about energy, it's hydrodynamic. Is that a real word? Hydrodynamic. So it's a very dynamic force. It's not stagnant, it's not static. It's dynamic. It's constantly in flux. It's fission, fusion, this phasing in, phasing out, flash line sequencing, standing scalar wave thing. And part of how you, or most people, think they can control energies by creating blockages that will divert the flow of this dynamic energy. All you're doing is creating blockages. If you learn how to work energy and learn the pathways that can be used, you can pressure inject frequency that is so efficient. You can actually access, well, my system teaches people how to access core template codes for their clients. Yeah. You can affect someone to the degree that it shows up as a physical change to them, a physical change to their health, physiological, anatomical. It's possible. I'm not saying everyone can do it, but the potentiality for it is there. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have tons of clients who share with me medical documentation of their illness before and after working with me. It's profound. I don't want to cry today. It touches my heart. It's like, especially when it's like a mentorship type thing, where the first time I see you, you like are so hurting physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then I give you these tools and I explain things to you. And then I see you again. It's like you're a different person, someone who's no longer bleeding out, someone who is understanding their power, understanding the type of influence they have over their lives and how sacred your energy is, and how you don't just give yourself away to anyone, and creating healthy boundaries, enforcing them in healthy ways, knowing how to protect your sacredness, knowing that I'm not the only one that can help you, because now you're strong enough to face anyone. I mean, God. Like, it makes my job worth it. Like, this is not my job. This is me spending time with you guys. I have private sessions all the time. That's my job. And it's such a satisfying thing to see the changes between one session and the next. I had a client who, when she first began with me, and she shared this publicly, when she first began with me, she could barely stand or walk for a few minutes at a time, and that would disable her for basically the rest of the day. By the time we were done, it's only a few months, it wasn't a long time, she felt strong enough to stop seeing her specialist. She could walk several miles, the sanctuary where she lived. Miles. Like wow. It's amazing what you can do if only you believed in yourself. I'm not claiming to heal people. I'm stating a fact that your belief in me can temporarily suspend your disbelief in yourself. And as I work on you and teach you how to work on yourself, you then begin to tap into a knowing of who you are, what you're capable of. And as your confidence in yourself grows, you no longer need to believe in me, because now you're believing in the thing you should believe in, which is yourself. I don't need credit of being a healer. I'm a facilitator. I facilitate your self-healing journey. I facilitate your growing and expanding awareness of your capabilities, your personal power. That's the heart of my work. That's what I do. I'm not an energy worker. I'm a life changer. I will show you how to change your life, and I will show you how to do it yourself, because I don't need you dependent on me. I need you aware of your autonomy, your sovereignty. I need you to see yourself as my equal, because I already see you as such. No, I'm not going to try and convince you. I'm going to give you the tools to prove to yourself that you are. That's why a lot of the energy workers, they don't like me. Why? Because I create potentiality for power retrieval. My goal is to make you completely independent of any other energetic practitioner. Be your own healer. That's my goal. They don't like that. I don't care. I don't care. Because their feelings will not supersede your need, your sovereignty. Not in my eyes. No, they can be as butthurt as they want. They can be as butthurt as they want. I don't care. No. No. Your autonomy and your sovereignty is of the utmost importance to me. And anyone who's worked with me knows this. Anyone who's worked with me knows this. Anyone who's been with me for any length of time knows this. This is the one thing that will never change about me. I don't want you becoming dependent on me. I don't want you becoming codependent. I don't want any of that. No, you don't got to prove your loyalty. You don't got to do any of that. You just got to be healthy and strong for yourself. That's gratitude enough for me. That's it. I don't need credit. I don't need any of that. Like, as a matter of fact, that's weird. Don't do that. I'm not joking. That's weird. You changed your own life. You changed your own life. I might have served as an inspiration of some kind, which that's a very huge honor. But you were the one who applied the learning. You took the knowledge and turned it into wisdom, and the wisdom is what changed your life. So it's you. You changed your life, not me. I didn't change your life. I helped you to see things. I might have yelled at you too. I'm not sure. For some, I have. I've raised my voice. I've gotten frustrated. But it's you. Only you have the power to change your life. Only you have the power to allow yourself to be driven crazy or to be so empowered that your life completely changes and you become unstoppable. Only you have that power. Only you have that authority. And I'm sick and tired of people convincing you that you need them to reach that. No, you don't. I can help you reach that efficiently. Do you need me? No, you don't need me. I like you around though. That's the truth. I like you around, but do you need me? No, no, you don't. Eventually, you'll learn the things you need to learn. If you want to be more efficient in the way you learn it, if you want to not waste time learning things that are half lies and then having to undo what you learn, that's a difficult thing to do. See, once a person learns something, it's damn near impossible to convince them that what they learned is wrong. It is damn near impossible. That's why when people ask, like, do you need experience? Are there prerequisites for your program? No, you're better off not having had any type of experience, because with that, I could just give you the information, let you consider it and see what resonates with you and just leave it at that. But oh my God, if someone's like very well versed in something and their ego is unbalanced, it's this thing of like, no, Emmy, according to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, we'll take their class. Because it's not that I have an issue with you challenging me. It's not a challenge to me. It's not, because I'm not here to try and convince you of anything. I'm here to share information and to free you to decide what to do with that. Whether you're going to consider it or not, that's up to you. It's not for me to say. It's not for me to dictate. But you sure as hell ain't gonna waste my class time with that. And yes, I am someone who, certain portions of other people's work that resonate as truth, I have shared that in conjunction with what I'm teaching based on my own knowledge. And they do know, my students do know, like, oh, according to so and so, like, this is the teachings of so and so, and you see the how it interacts with what I'm teaching you. All of that kind of flows together. There are some, it's very rare to find them though. There are some who have access to pure knowledge in the same capacity that I do. I'm literally not the only one, but they're hard to find because social media will restrict their reach intentionally. Card number 33, translucence, love the darkness. Love all your parts. That's what you have to do. You have to love all of your parts and allow yourself to be who you are, knowing there's room to shift. That shifting is appropriate when your soul asks you to shift. There will be times where you will want to shift, but not able to shift because you think you don't have permission to shift. You can shift whenever you want, boo. Literally whenever you want. whenever you want. You allow yourself to shift. You got to deal with the ramifications of when you shift and it's not appropriate. You got to deal with that. It's like, you're doing maybe some ballet type stuff and you're not shifting on your toes the way you're supposed to, the way you're taught to, trained to, in order to keep yourself safe. And if you want to shift whatever way you want, you can, but if you twist your ankle, then you got to deal with that. Right? It's not creation punishing you. It's you choosing a causation that will lead to an effect of injury, and you still chose it. So now you're injured. Okay, well, that's a learning opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. That's how I see it. It's not a mistake, it's a learning opportunity. Right? Whatever you choose will be correct. Damn Skippy. Yes. Whatever you choose is what you need to go through, including the struggle. If you're going to struggle, then go ahead. You learn from it. I'm so serious. Like, I am the type of person that consistently chooses the hardest way to learn a lesson. Why do you think my learning is so profound? Because I choose the most struggle filled way without realizing there's other options. And because the struggle creates um, a prolonging of the experience, that's what struggle does. It elevates the amount of resistance, the friction, all of that. And so I'm gifted the opportunity, yes, gifted the opportunity to learn a lesson in a much more nuanced and profound manner. But it fucking sucks. It sucks. But even in that, it's still a gift, a profound one if I allow it to be. Because, see, for many of us, we do this, but then we don't realize that it's a gifted opportunity to increase our learning potentiality and elevate our wisdom retrieval. And what ends up happening, we ignore what we went through because we're embarrassed, we're ashamed, we're upset, we're disappointed. And so we ignore that, we shut that out. And so you suffered for what? For nothing. Nothing until you go back and look at what you went through and gather what you needed to learn from that. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? I think part of what's driving some of us crazy right now is the financial instability. And despite the financial instability, we're still trying so hard to continue to give to others despite our depletion. Right? How many of you are doing this? Find the courage, admit it to yourself. How many of you are doing this? Doing this does not make you a good person. It just ensures suffering, right? I'm learning to not do this. It's a very hard lesson for me because I'm naturally a giver. I'm naturally a supporter. It's very hard for me to learn limitations like that, but I'm pushing forward and learning it. I'm learning that there are certain things, like learning how to differentiate, right? So there are certain things where, yes, it's me giving despite depletion. And then other things, it's like, no, this is a very structured, known type of, uh, for example, like a business thing. And that just needs to be factored in with the business budget stuff, business expense, excuse me, cost of operations. That's not me being a martyr and giving despite depletion. No, that has to do with business stuff, right? Versus, oh, I'm going to give this, and this. I don't even have that. Right? And it's like, no, girl, no. Do and give in a different way. Support in a different way, right? Where it's like, if I don't have Okay, for example, the help that we as a community gave to the Easter family, Danny and Karen Easter, Colors Magica. She's the artist for my oracle deck, right? Very good friend of mine, known her for a very long time. Husband's in the hospital, had a very bad accident, existing medical conditions. It's a bad situation. They're an elder couple at this point, right? Uh, there's things that need to be paid. They live on their own. That's a bad situation. I didn't have several hundreds of dollars to give them right then and there. So I don't know when he's going to be released from the hospital. He still has to go to rehab. And so what did I do? I shared the GoFundMe. So if people do have a little something extra that they can give, perfect. Perfect. It gifts our community the opportunity to come together, have a sense of elevation in our community's capacity, in our perception of our community equity, right? And then it also satisfies my heart's need to help good people who are in genuine need of help. And then I felt like, you know what? I will work for that. I will do expedites for that, and everything that was purchased that night. You guys purchased 800 something dollars worth of expedites. We were live for quite a few hours, and minus the fees from my processor, and I gave her screenshots of everything. I gave her the entire amount. We were able to raise them $800. And that I'm sure that's helping them, tremendously helping them. And that, not just the financial help, that helps an elderly couple to really, really be reminded in a tangible way the world is still good. It's changed a lot, but there is still goodness in this world, that they matter. They are still a treasure. They are still needed. That's so important in the world these days. That's so important. And you guys were able to make that happen. You guys were able to, right? I'm totally the type of person, and I need to work on this. I know I do. It's extremely difficult for me to just accept donations. Like, you're not crying today. You got work you need to do. When you cry, you laid out all day because you exhausted yourself. You're not crying today, Emmy. I'm saying it's really hard for me to accept donations. So one of the ways I'm learning to work around that is, okay, I'll do a fundraiser event where I know you guys are receiving something that's much more valuable than the amount that you are being asked to pay in order to raise funds. So for me, I can justify that. So what I'm saying is, when you identify where your limitations are and what those limitations are, you are now empowered to find a way that is gentle to work around that, not to dig it out and have hatred in your heart because you function that way. You don't have to be upset with yourself. You have to recognize that that program exists because of something you've experienced. And when you're ready, with enough effort, enough investment in yourself and your healing, you can either find a way around it or heal it so you can go through it. Life teaches you so much about yourself. But if you're not willing to see what you're being taught, I mean, kind of is what it is, right? All right. Honor your mystical creative force. See what I'm saying? Honor the magic that you are, allowing yourself to begin the process of giving yourself the permission you need to recognize your value. We all have an intrinsic value. I'm not talking about that social media concept of a high value man and a high value woman. That's just some elitist bullshit. Fuck that shit. For real. Your value is intrinsic. You were born with it, and you spend your life trying to cultivate an understanding of what it is. It's not something you have to build, it's there. What you're doing is building your ability to understand what is there, how to responsibly use it, right? So be still and listen to the spirits. You got to be still. All of that nervous movement, that nervous shuffling of feet. Sometimes I have to remind myself because I do have a crazy hectic schedule, right? It's fine. I'm accustomed to it. That's it is what it is. It's not a bad thing. It's just I'm really busy. But there are times where it's like, are you busy? Or are you trying to be busy? Are you trying to find things to preoccupy your mind and your time so that you have a justification? What? I said justification. I did not. I said justification. So that you have a justification of like a viable, very logical justification that you don't have to address the things that a quiet mind will be forced to face, that the stillness will give you a surface to reflect upon, right? So learning to discern that is important. It's time to lead. It's time to lead yourself. It's time to lead yourself out of the spaces that make you unhappy. Card number 34, Ubuntu, compassion for others. Compassion for others, right? I mean, is your compassion for others blinding you? Because look, I'm sure that hurts. I'm sure that hurts. I used to allow my compassion for others to blind me severely. It used to be the entry point for exploitation of me, my kindness, the person that I am. That's who I am. That's who I am, you know? It's not an act, it's not a social media thing. That's literally who I am. The way you guys see me in live streams, that's who I am with my family. If you were to meet me in person, uh, I will say hi. I would say hi. And then be really awkward because that's who I am too. I don't want you guys to have some unrealistic expectation, right? I don't want you guys to have some unrealistic expectation of who I am and how I am. Like, you know? Okay. Let's see. Hey Brad on Facebook, I know you're trolling. Can you share me to a troll group so that way you can boost my algorithm? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, it's a major boost. I know you're part of some troll group. You guys, I don't know what you ask about these days. I know years ago it was like, oh, sir, how much is that couch? Right? While I was live streaming. You guys boosted my algorithm to the point where I was like at 500,000 reach. Bitch, share it. I'm saying we have some fun. Live stream's almost done. You got maybe like 10, 15 minutes left. Bring all the trolls. We're going to ban all of you, but the algorithm boost. Bitch. I'm saying. Okay. Anyways, intuition. I'm telling y'all, get in where you fit in. You're not gonna hurt my feelings because I was a troll too. And your mom's a hoe. Anyways, You know, I'm saying that so you'll invite your friends, right? Don't just take it. Brad, please. Spread my live stream. I want my reach back. Card number 18. See, look. You suck as a troll. You don't you're selfish. You're selfish. You couldn't even let your friends partake and boost my algorithm. You just burned that account. That's yeah, no. Burn that account. I'm just gonna ban you. You suck. You're so sensitive. You're just so sensitive. Like, that's all you got? You're like, oh, my coochie's hairy. Alpha Kitty body. Oh, funny. You suck as a troll, bro. You suck. You're not even. You suck. See, I don't have any problem with trolls. I don't have problem with trolls, but you gotta be like, you gotta have a zest. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just have this zest and spiciness. You gotta be witty. You can't be like that. That's like, anyways, intuition. Allowing your intuition to be something that's highly developed, highly cultivated, so that way you can better receive the messages from soul, right? It's almost this sense of like you're being integrated back into this singularity consciousness. I don't know if that makes sense. Like we are being reintegrated. And because of that integration, what's happening is that we are having our eyes dilated. Like we're being given the opportunity to see things at a much more profound level, right? Excuse me. Y'all, so pertaining to the C word, this word right here, that word. Um, I'm an immigrant. English is not my first language. I don't know if people know that. I'm an immigrant, first gen. English is not my first language. So that word carries zero meaning for me. I don't even really know what it means. I've had people call me that before, and I was just like, what's that? Like, I'm not offended because I don't know what that means. I'm saying that was such a failure as a troll. Balance. Allowing your balance to be a result of you finding your point of center. When you're balanced, and it's because you're making it a point to be balanced, you're going to have to keep balancing, right? You know, put your arms out, so much effort. When you are balanced as a byproduct of the effort you've placed into finding your point of center, that's a byproduct that you will always be balanced. There's no effort. You don't need to put additional energy, additional effort, or anything additional. Um, you don't have to add anything. You're just naturally balanced. So make it a point to instead reach that place of center rather than, trying to balance and making it a balancing act for the rest of your life, right? So, like some people, they'll do the yo yo dieting, where they'll go on some meal plan or lifestyle program that is clearly not sustainable because of their perceptions, rooted emotional traumas, things like that, right? So that's not going to be sustainable. And as soon as you're off of that, you're going to return right back to the very distorted perception that is being medicated with food. If you want lifelong change, you're going to have to address the root causation, right? And that goes for every single aspect of your life. It's time for you to be aware of the root causations, to awaken to the reality of what it is. Cosmic connection, let go. Ooh, I think for some, it might be necessary to let go of a cosmic connection. For some of you, the connection that you have with others, maybe a specific one or couple people, is being used as the entry point to access you. So, probably going to have to let that go at least for a little bit. At least for a little bit. Go on that sacred journey, pack light so you have less to carry. Okay. Sacred journey sometimes will require vigorous movement, vigorous shifting, accelerated pace, even temporarily. And that's going to become very, very challenging if you are packing and carrying with you the entirety of all your emotional baggage. Do you know you have the ability to be selective of what emotional baggage you will carry with you on what day? That emotional baggage, the totality of it, can live at your home. It could be at home. It could be kept at home. And you bring maybe your favorite 3 or 4 emotional baggage items, or the things that are absolutely necessary for you while you travel, right? It's like when you have a crystal collection, you don't want to bring the whole collection everywhere you go. But there are some pieces, my girl Jenna, I love her. She was the one that introduced me to the whole crystal scene years ago. And it was this thing of like, she said that she had some crystals that were her travelers. They were smaller pieces that she would carry in her pocket wherever she goes. And I was like, oh my God, travelers. And knowing me, because I'm totally a bag lady, whenever I travel, I have a fairly large purse. And so I keep larger crystals with me. Yes, yes, I do, but I don't bring all of them, right? I mean, unless I'm moving around. I have quite a few travelers. They're huge. Um, I remember one time my brother was sitting beside my bag and I was like, "Hey, could you hand me my bag?" And it's a purse. And he picks it up. He's like, "What the fuck? You have rocks in there?" Because it was so heavy. And I was like, and of course, my husband, yeah, she carries rocks. Card number 33, transformation. Allowing yourself to transform, allowing yourself to transform into this beautiful expression of your truth. Your truth is your reality. So if your truth is a lie, then you're living a lie. If you're trying to peddle a lie as your truth, you're living a lie. All right, so there's an issue. I am kind of thinking that these cards might have been infiltrated. Okay, so choices in reverse, feeling like there's no choice. You have to do X, Y, and Z. I do declare that is a lie. I do declare that is a lie. You have choices. You absolutely have choices. It's almost like a gaslighting. Yeah, it's all in reverse. So past life return, Blu-ray awakening. This is like for those of you who have a fear of not being present, not being able to support, you feel very cold-hearted because someone is going through something and you know you should not involve yourself, and so you're not going to involve yourself, and now you're being made to feel as though ah feel as though you're being a bad person. Are you? Are you being a bad person? Because someone made a decision that they didn't consult you about before they committed to that decision. And now it's affected you, it's affected them. Their decisions, like, is that on you? That like what, oh, this past life individual is not going to return because they're, shrinking back into their shell, and they are refusing the, if hypothetical thing, they're an oraf, you're an oraf, and they're rejecting the oraf energy, right? They're refusing the protection. It's like they're falling back into the same spaces, and like, oh, their abundance, their growth, and all of these good things it's being pulled back as well. It's a fucking trap. It's a trap. People are responsible for their decisions. Now, when someone goes through something that is difficult, no, we don't celebrate that. We don't become overjoyed by that, you know, even if it's Biden. God, it makes me so sick. Let me stop. I'm sorry, YouTube. Yay, democracy. Yay, democracy. All right. There's an attempt to prevent the sacred flame from clearing that. It's something parasitic, and that parasitic thing seeks to continue with um, the program of separation, right? So I don't want to do expedites today. I don't. Let's see, what day is it? Okay, it's the 26th. How about this? Rather than me doing expedites today, because your girl is tired, I got stuff I gotta do. How about I just go ahead and make available a 222 portal fire ceremony link where you can get expedites there, because those will be very elevated in energy. Let's get a final card because I'm done. Let it wash over me, ready to lose my feet. Day to day, I'm blind to see, find out far to go. Everybody's got the reason, everybody's got the way. We just catching and releasing what builds up throughout the day. Flows right through your body, flows right through your blood. Tell each other secrets and remember how to love. All right. Actually, let me see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Oh, Girl, you ain't got no time to be sleepy today. Yawn all you want. You ain't got no time to be sleepy today. You ain't even got time for breakfast, boo. Drink your tea. Let me just drink my tea. Oh, God. I'm feeling some stuff. I'm feeling some type of way. I don't. Mihai. Don't let me feel things I cannot change. Card number 24. All right. Reveal the peacock beauty. The beauty of the peacock is breathtaking, with stunning, lush color unfolding in a graceful and proud display. You too are a great beauty, beloved. Within you resides a glorious divine being of beautiful light, with an ability to create as your divine birthright. The peacock beauty speaks to you of your creative energies rising to sublime, inspired new levels as you are accessing the power of your throat chakra for higher creation. Your intentions, decisions, and particularly your words are becoming more powerful. Enjoy the wise use of this growing creative potency to express a beauty within you, asking for divine blessing on all your plans, projects, and words. The peacock beauty can silence us with her sheer magnificence, reminding us of the power of genuine beauty to bring us into peace and harmony within. There is a stirring within you to create greater beauty in your life, to honor the creative ability that you have to express such sublime feelings that reside within you. As the soul grows spiritually, the creative energies begin to rise from the sacral chakra in the hips and pelvis to the throat chakra, where they can be translated into sound and made manifest. What once would have been more instinctual creativity, beautiful in its own way, becomes inspired and sublime, adding depth and healing energy to your creative expressions. You can begin to create divine beauty through your words and actions. You become an active healing force for divine beauty in our world. As the power of the throat chakra grows, our urge to express ourselves in a uniquely creative way can become strong. This creativity is the voice of the soul wishing to manifest itself in the physical world. The power of your soul is starting to flow through your words and plans. The best way to use this power wisely is to decide what you speak, choose to do, or intend to create will be in alignment with the divine beauty that's present in your heart. The peacock beauty Kuan Yin, in her graceful expression, urges you to follow what is truly beautiful in your heart and know that this will bring harmony within you and into the world most freely. This oracle is also an indicator that whatever project, plan, or purpose you have been contemplating is in alignment with the higher creativity of your soul. Don't worry if the details aren't unfolding as you thought that they should. It's always wise to be clear with your intention and surrender the details to the universe so that they can unfold according to a greater vision than your own. All you need to do is have faith and follow your intuition to take the steps that you feel heart inspired to take, and to have patience and trust in yourself and in the universe. Kuan Yin, Divine Peacock Beauty, is blessing you now with her compassion and grace, helping you let go of fear or doubt about your own ability to create, whether it be music, writing, healing, a healthier body, or a clearer mind. These desires within you are already in process of being created. Don't give up, but do let go. Allow the beauty within to find its expression now. It's time for your inner beauty to shine. That's amazing. That's like confirmation that you are stepping into a space where you're realizing your words have power and you're using that power in a very responsible way, intentionally. Intentionally. I think there's going to come a time where you're going to be able to really just accept the gravity of how powerful you are and the ways in which you affect your environment. So, it's talking about focusing on beauty, right? I want to share with you one of the most beautiful poems. It's my favorite. Whenever I read this, I'm like, oh. So I'm going to read it to you. It's Love Sonnet 17 by Pablo Neruda. I love this poem. I don't love you as if you were a rose of salt, topaz, or arrow of carnations that propagate fire. I love you as one loves certain obscure things, secretly between the shadow and the soul. I love you as a plant that doesn't bloom but carries the light of those flowers hidden within itself. And thanks to your love, the tide aroma that arose from the earth lives dimly in my body. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you directly without problems or pride. I love you like this because I don't know any other way to love, except in this form in which I am not, nor are you, so close that your hand upon my chest is mine, so close that your eyes close with my dreams. Pablo, stop. Pablo, stop. Mr. Neruda. I love poetry. So, poetry is living word. It's not just living, it's dancing, right? It's the living word in the process of dancing. So maybe you can allow your life to become this dancing, living, breathing thing, not merely an aspect of your truth and reality. Who knows? Who knows? But Mr. Neruda, stop. I am a married woman. I'm saying someone needs to turn that poem into a country song. I'm not joking. I listen to country. Looks like we made it. Look how far we come, my baby. I'm glad we didn't listen. Hey, there's my husband. I'm saying, Daddy, Pablo Neruda is saying all of these poetry things to me. You gotta feed me, and you gotta cuddle me, and I gotta work. But you gotta feed me and cuddle me first. I gotta go. What am I doing? I gotta go. You guys, please give this video a thumbs up, a heart on Facebook. Yes. Also, if you're gonna be troll ass hoe, you better share me to troll pages and boost my algorithm. Don't be selfish. Brad, you were selfish. You were a selfish troll today. You didn't boost my algorithm and you didn't share me with your friends. Now, really, give me a thumbs up. Help me overcome this shadow ban that I've been on for like the past, I don't know, 3 fucking years. It's fine. I'll see you guys again very soon. I will be posting the link for the 222 portal ceremony today. I do have the truffles ready for you guys. I just need to take pictures and you'll be able to, or I might just even post old pictures just because your girl is busy AF. It's very comparable to what the old pictures are. I have handmade truffle cups, handmade truffle bars that come in their own box. They make amazing gifts. For one truffle bar, that's a 1/4 pound pretty much of truffle. A 1/4 pound for one bar. That's a lot. It's a very generous size. And each cup is 2 ounces. That's approximately the weight of a full chocolate bar that you get at a grocery store in a truffle cup. Decadent AF. You can find that on soulworksynergistics.com. We have all vegan breads. We have gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate truffles. The truffles, yes, they can freeze. You can leave them out for prolonged periods as well. They don't necessarily need refrigeration. They're much softer and creamier of an experience when they're left at room temperature, especially before eating. They're just really yummy. Really, 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 really yummy. I gotta go. I gotta eat and I gotta start work. So I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. I'll post everything on Facebook and here on YouTube, and we'll be good. Bye, guys.